Hey guys, Adam here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I have been doing some designing and kind of hitting a little bit of a brick wall with the design just because of the parts that have been unlocked so far in career mode. I'm not super happy with this design, but we're gonna head to the Mun hopefully today with a manned mission. The problem that I've run into, I don't even think I gave this ship a name yet. The problem that I've run into is that I don't have a lot of the 2-meter parts. I have no 2-meter engines. We have very low thrust on most of these engines. I have one fuel tank or 2 fuel tanks that are the larger size, so I pretty much have to use a bunch of them, which makes things wobbly, which is not the best. And our thrust is not great, so I had to add solid rocket boosters on in the hopes that we'll get high enough that it won't matter. I do have the Poodle engine, which helps, and then we have this lander here. So the general idea is to just suffer through the horrors of this initial launch stage, because it's not good. We have plenty of Delta V, but a lot of it's going to get wasted because I can't really do a gravity turn in a proper fashion and stuff. So yeah, it's a challenge here with the parts we have. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're gonna shoot for the moon, so to speak, because I would like some juicy science from the moon. And also, I haven't, really been able to accomplish that much outside of launching unmanned stuff. We've done a couple of flybys and stuff, and it's time for us to go. And you know what? I don't really want Jebediah to be the one to go to the Mun. We need to add somebody. Can I not shoot crew roster? Tomsky, you're going. Jebediah is more my test pilot these days. I'm trying to not really utilize him too much. Alright, so let's get our various things up that we need to know what is going on. I think all of my staging is correct, and we're just going to say a little prayer here, and let's go. So this thing's got some power, no doubt about that. But it's very unstable in flight. So, it's actually, see, it's already trying to tilt, and I have these SAS reaction things on here and stuff, and it's twisting, and I had to fight it basically a lot of the way up there, even with Mech Jeb, which actually I'm in control right now. Mech Jeb's not doing anything. There's just a lot of wrangling that has to be done with this rocket. It's unwieldy. It's wobbly, it's unwieldy, but I think it can get us there. The math says it can, but then again, math has failed me many times. I guess I have more failed math, but same thing. Alright, so we're still accelerating. When we lose these last little side boosters here, we're going to start decelerating for a little bit, I think. But I pretty much have to just face upwards and hope for the best here, because the atmosphere affects this thing horrendously. It'll be good when we get some bigger fuel tanks, so this can be one solid piece, because it's introducing a lot of instability into my design here. Well, we are going pretty fast now. That's good. That is definitely good. Alright, we're gonna have separation in a couple seconds here. See how she is. I didn't know that was gonna clear. Okay, it cleared. Let's start a little itty bitty gravity turn. I don't know what that was. Something crashed? Okay. Easy does it, rocket. Easy does it. Let's not get crazy here. It seems like it's actually functioning. We're still accelerating too. We got high enough up in the atmosphere that these little engines can now work. So that's pretty cool. Having a little bit of a trouble getting too much of a gravity turn going here, but we're reaching flightiness here. Oh god. Nope. Deep. I'm going to go up to a higher altitude than usual, too, because we have not done any gravity turns, so I need to go higher than 75 kilometers like I usually do, just because we need to get some speed going down range here. And I'm pretty much just going to burn up this rocket, I think, this large stage, trying to get some speed going here. Because I don't want to have to be circularizing my orbit inside of the atmosphere, which is probably what's going to end up happening here. Let's get this thing up, so I can have MechJeb handle that at least. Alright, rocket. We're getting some decent speed going. Still only like a half of our orbital speed though, but definitely gonna be leaving the atmosphere with this thing. Whew, that was a lot of minor adjustments that needed to be made on the way up. That was not the easiest. I think my solar panels are still messed up. I actually remember that I didn't like how my solar panels were set up on this lander. But I didn't fix it. So I guess we're dealing with what we got. Alright, so let's call that main engine shutdown, separation, and let's try to see if we can get this orbit circularized here. Well, hopefully that means the hardest part is done, because this Poodle engine is pretty efficient. We should be able to probably get... It looks like we'll be able to get our orbit circularized and transfer out to the Mun with this. And then we have enough fuel for our lander. So I think this is going to work. I think. Let's go ahead and deploy our horrible solar panels, which are kind of jacked up. But see, they clip into the science containers. I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. I'm hoping it won't. But you never do really know until you get the wobbles going. There's backup solar panels here as well. Now, I do have the life support mod installed, which means that if we lose electrical power for any amount of time, this guy is going to die. So let's hope we don't. All right, MechJeb, you wanna get this going here? For some reason, MechJeb has been taking forever to get these calculations done. Why are we not burning? I didn't light the engine. That was my bad. And now we're losing altitude. That could be a problem. I did not set up my staging there correctly. Oopsies. Sorry, MechJeb. I didn't mean to yell at you. So, where's my antenna? Do I not have an antenna on this thing? Did I really forget to put an antenna on this thing? That seems unlikely. But it seems that I may have forgotten to put an antenna on as well. Well, that's not the best, is it? Let's see. I can't see a darn thing. Well, this is more about getting to the Mun anyway and coming back, so if this works out, we'll refine the design a little bit. Hopefully we'll get enough science to unlock some extra parts. I really did think I put an antenna on here. There probably is one somewhere, but I am definitely not seeing it. Just trying to highlight parts so I can see the little outline of an antenna, hopefully. Because I designed it in such a way that we're going to leave these instruments behind, and that means we're not going to get any data out of them if there's no antenna on it. So that's a little bit of a problem. Looks like we mistimed the burn. Let's see if this is going to come back to haunt me here. Is this going to make it out of the atmosphere? Because we're almost back in the atmosphere now. That's not good. Come on. You got... Oh, man, we're going back into the atmosphere. Darn it. Mistiming that burn cost me dearly. I don't know if we're going to make it back out. How low does this go? 42. That's not good. That's not good at all. How can we salvage this? What do we got here? 59 versus that. 65. That's almost out of the atmosphere. Let's do that. How much delta V is that? 100? Not having my staging set up is costing me here. But if we get out to 65, we can go fix that at the other apoapsis. We won't lose enough altitude out of this to be a problem. First real challenge here, let's just make sure we don't fall back to Kerbin, I guess. Alright, so what are we looking at now? let's go ahead and create and execute this just to make sure we don't have falling home. Hopefully we'll be in the sunshine soon and I can try to find out if I actually put an antenna on here. I swear I did. I must have removed it and stupidly forgot to put it back on. Well, gosh darn it. Alright, MacJeb, let's get her done. Come on, what are we doing? Come on. What are you doing? Come on. I'm adjusting it myself here. Let's see. There we go. We're on the dot. On the dot. You gonna do it? No? No? You don't feel like it? Alright, well, I'm gonna get this circularized and I'll be back. Alright, well, we've come around to the light side of the planet and it looks like we're salvaging this mission here, so we're not gonna fall home. That's good. I've looked around pretty good. I do believe I did forget to put an antenna on, so we're not gonna get any valuable information from any of these instruments because they're gonna get left behind on the Mun probably. So that's unfortunate, but this is less about that and more about just getting a craft down there, getting some samples, that sort of stuff. So we'll be able to do that hopefully. So let's go ahead and plot this out here. I was vaguely right about there. And go, Mun. Alright, there's our close encounter. Which way do we gotta move this? That away. There we go. So we're looking at almost 2 million there. That's not the best. Burn a little bit more. What do we got there? That's better. Let's do that. We'll figure it out from there. Let's go to the Mun. Aren't you excited, Tomsky? It's gonna be great. What could go wrong? Of course, I'm gonna have to manually land, and I don't know how this thing's gonna actually behave out there. I did put an SAS on it, so hopefully it will stay somewhat stable, but it's kind of tall, so I am a little concerned. Most of the weight's down at the bottom, but that's going to change as we burn fuel, so a little bit nervous about that. We shall see. We shall see. And we're starting our burn. So long, Kerbin. Hopefully we'll see you again. I know I'll see it again. Hopefully Tomsky will see it again. That is very unfortunate about the antenna. I can't believe that I did that. Darn it, man. Darn it. Well, anyway, I guess I should talk a little bit about the design. This is a 2-stage lander, so we're going to leave this base part down on the surface. Basically, the idea is all the life support, everything is pretty much on here. Hopefully, we'll have enough to make it back to Kerbin. It's only like an 8-hour trip between the Mun and Kerbin, so I wanted to basically leave everything behind that we didn't need to bring back for weight reduction, which did include, like I said, these 2 sensors. I've already scanned several places on the Mun with these 2 sensors, so it's possible we'll be landing somewhere that I've already done, so it might not even matter that I forgot to put an antenna on. But basically anything that could get its 100% science from transmitting, I put down there, so hopefully that will work out. And I think we're even going to be able to do some braking, it looks like, with this stage around the Mun. We might even be able to achieve an orbit, almost. I'm not sure exactly how much that's going to take, but we're going to have like 550-ish, a little less, delta V left. So we might even be able to do most of our orbital maneuvers with this stage. That's good. As much as I screwed up on that, it's good that I seem to have salvaged it. I definitely want those big orange fuel tanks and some skipper and mainsail engines. When I get the mainsail, my goodness, life gets a lot easier. It is rough with the stuff we got right now. Alright, let's Let's get some good old-fashioned time warping going. And a sphere of influence. Yay! So, let's go ahead and see. Yeah, we're going to have just enough to achieve our orbit, and then we can do our fine-tuning with the lander engines. That's good. That is very good. Cool beans, man. Cool beans. How's everything going here? Everything's looking good. These solar panels have not broken, which I was very worried about with them kind of glitching into those tanks there, but apparently it doesn't matter. It probably will when it matters most. It matters less now that I don't have antennas to transmit stuff, but because I still have these panels here. I didn't put any panels on the actual lander. Well, it's not going to need it because this whole stage comes up. That's right. That should be enough to keep them alive on the way back, I think. I think it will work. I hope it will work. It will work. I am confident it will work. Alright, Mun. I'm going to touch you. I'm going to scoop up some Mun soil here. And we have nearly achieved our orbit. Orbit! Yay! And that stage is pretty and truly well spent. I don't think I'm going to be able to deorbit that stage, so let's go ahead and quick save, just because I am worried the game's going to crash on me during this somewhat lengthy thing. Leave you behind and start figuring out what we're doing here. So first things first, we need to get into a much lower orbit so we can actually choose a landing site. So I guess this orbit's circular enough, it really doesn't matter that much where I do this. Let's just go down. It'd be good to get like 30 kilometers or so. Well, you know what? 20 sounds good, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and execute that. And our engines are active. Want to make sure they are this time, because that's been unfortunate. Alright, look at this. Well, it kind of looks like a lander. Of course, the lander really hasn't been tested. This is pretty much my test. I haven't been testing things that much, so hopefully it will function as it's meant to. We're gonna have I don't know how much delta V it really takes to land. I think it's around 800 or so if you do it like perfectly, but I sure as heck am not going to do it perfectly, so we shall see. Well, this will be our low orbit, and still about 1700 delta V left in this stage when we get down to this. Just curious, how's our life support holding out? Okay, yeah, I brought tons of life support, because even the smallest containers have more than enough for a mission like this. Oh, look at that surface going by all speedy. It's a little nerve-wracking. That is more than a little nerve-wracking. It would be cool if this works out. I haven't done a manual landing on the Mun in a while. I'll probably use MechJeb to some extent to stabilize things, but I haven't really decided because I don't have the landing autopilot, so it's like the good old days here. So we are going around to the dark side. I do not want to do this on the dark side. I wonder what crater that is. I don't have the mapping thingy on this. I wonder if that canyon's gonna work out. Let's go around the dark side here. Can't warp too much because of altitude and such. Yeah, that actually is sort of in our landing path, isn't it? I was looking at the biome maps, and the canyons actually do count as a different biome. I've probably been to this one before. Is that the far side crater? Yeah, that's the far side crater. I've been to that before. Let's do an extra orbit and try to land in that canyon area. I don't know if I'm going to hit the canyon directly. I'm not going to be that precise probably, but I think that's what we shall attempt to do. I do wish I could time warp a little faster here, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that's a canyon that counts too, I believe. Alright, so let's start getting our maneuver set up while we're around the far side there. I know you kind of want to come in as flat of a trajectory as possible for efficiency's sake, but I am not going to do that. Would you please stop wobbling so much? It's still trying to execute some maneuver. That was the problem, I think. What the heck is going on here? Alright, and the mun is going to spin ever so slightly while we're doing all this too. We need to go the other way. And let's call that good. Yeah, let's execute that. Ugh, nervous. Oh my god. I haven't legitimately lost a Kerbin yet, or Kerbal yet on this save. Jeb died once, but it didn't count because it was due to time warp of doom, so I don't count that one. Plus, he seems to have come back to life. So I thought with this life support thing on, they weren't supposed to respawn either. Electric charge is running out. Are you serious? I don't have batteries on this thing, so that's kind of an issue. Come on. None of the solar panels are in the sun either. Oh, darn it. But the engines are going to be firing in a second, so that won't matter. I think these engines generate electricity, I'm pretty sure. Come on, let's get the engines going here, buddy. You're not firing, are you? Because MechJeb is out of... Oh, jeez. What is going on? Alright, I'm in manual control right now. Yeah, cut thrust. MechJeb, you're screwing up. You're screwing up, MechJeb. You're screwing up. What's going on here? Well, we kind of completed our burn anyway. It worked out. So, let's get surface info up. We don't need orbit info. We do want this. We don't need that. Get our windows all set here. Let's face retrograde. And I really get annoyed that all this is clicked. I wish the menus were not clicked through like they are. It's extremely irritating. Get out of here. What are you doing, game? God damn it. Get off. Why is all this crap? Like, it says it's not there, but it's there. There. Jeez. Go away, resources. Ugh. Alright. Start our planning here. Oh, we are losing altitude quick. Now, I kind of don't want to start burning until we get closer to the surface. Let's get our gear down optimistically. And might as well... Well, actually, maybe we shouldn't light it up, because electric charge was an issue, and none of our solar panels are on the bottom of this thing where the sun is right now. Oh, dear God, I should say. Maybe I should use the translatron thingy. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Is that our canyon? I think that's our canyon. I do believe that's the canyon. So, I think I'm going to try to use the translatron to help out here a little bit. We'll see if it does any good. Oh, there's Jewel. That's pretty nifty. Someday, Jewel. Baby steps, though. Alright, so I'm a little bit worried about starting this too early and missing the canyon, but then I'm a lot more worried about starting it too late and not being able to stop. I guess we can always hop over into the canyon proper if we touch down here. So let's go ahead and get some braking going here. Why are you flipping out? Why are you flipping out? What are you doing, MechJeb? I have no idea why it's flipping out. This is horrible. Please calm down. Are you under control now? I'm gonna have to manually do this. MechJeb cannot handle this thing. That's fine and dandy. That's totally cool, MechJeb. You don't want to do it? I got this. I totally got this. Just use you for your instrumentation, I guess. No idea what the hell the deal with this thing flipping out is every 2 seconds, but it is what it is. We got more than enough thrust, so that's good. That makes landing a lot easier. We are going to fall short of where I want it to land, but I'm just going to be happy to land now, considering that MechJeb done screwed up. I should probably get my Delta V thing up so I know how we're doing for this stage, too. Alright. We've more or less killed our velocity, our horizontal. Now we can get the lights on, too, to try to judge distance a little bit better, as we're in the sun here. This lander actually seems like it handles really well. I'm pretty pleased. Oh, we're going to be landing on a slope. I'm not even going to bother trying to move sideways, because I just... well, maybe a little bit. Oh, God. Fine controls, please. Whew. We're moving sideways. I don't want that. Stop moving sideways. I don't know how much of an impact this thing can take, so trying to be careful. Come on, thrusters. It's gonna tip over. It's gonna tip over. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Whoa, it's flipping out. Come on. Come on. Where is my merch? Oh, God. Come on. Come on. Oh, God. Oh, God. Having difficulties. Having difficulties. But something broke, but we're cool. We're cool. No worries. We didn't need it. I think it was one of the engines, so we are not... yeah, it's two of the engines. We are not moving from this spot with this section. But fortunately, we don't need that stuff. So let's go ahead and take a moment, because things got a little squirrely there at the end. But this lander actually works really good. I'm fairly pleased with it. If it hadn't panicked at the end, it would have been just fine. We are at quite an angle here. That is an angle if I have ever seen an angle before. A little bit worrying, but it's cool. Be a memorial to my crash here forever. So, what biome are we even in here? Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten anything from here anyway from that, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and do our mystery goo. And we shall keep that. What about our temperature display? We shall keep that as well, because hopefully we'll be returning this stuff back to Kerbin. And sure. Any other interesting instruments on here? There's not a lot of instruments still, really, even with the mods I have. So, there's really nothing to do, I guess, but... Jeez, there's weird noises going on. It made me nervous. Go. No, don't grab that one. Oh, God! We're here! We made it! We're on the moon! Woo! Alright, sweet. I am going to... let's do an EVA report and take our sample. Well, that's a lot of science. Sweet. Can I put this back in the command pod and then go get more from down there, I wonder? Come on. Grab, grab. We shall find out. Oh god, this is gonna be all screwed up, isn't it? We're on the Mun though, so oh god, what's going on? We're on the Mun, so that kind of doesn't matter because we can just go. Except I jumped. Come on, let's get a little distance so we don't hit the ship, I guess, because it's at an angle. There we go. I didn't have any forward velocity. There you go. Oh god, you're breaking the ship. Alright. There's clearly some design issues still to be rectified. I hate how Kerbals deal with ladders. They don't deal with them well. It's fairly obnoxious at times how Kerbals deal with surfaces. Yeah. I need to get a forward. I'm gonna slide all the way down this hill now, aren't I? Munar exploration at its finest here. You are a true Kerbin hero. Well, let's go ahead and plant our flag real quick, just so that that's done in case we have to leave. It would be good to... Oh, I didn't realize there's a breathing noise. I was like, what is that noise? But yeah, it's a breathing noise. Where is my plant flag thingy? Is it not there? Maybe we have to go inside because there's too many things anyway. Alright. Jump! You didn't jump forward though. I don't want to use the RCS because I don't have any other RCS fuel on board the ship to refuel my RCS, and you actually have to do that. So I guess we're... Jump. There you go. Oh, you son of a... Alright, we're using the RCS. I don't have a way to refuel it, so that's problematic possibly, but... That is possibly problematic, but we'll make do. It's kind of distracting, that breathing noise. I assure you that's not me, like, mouth breathing. I do that sometimes, but not this time. Okay. Oh, there's little airlock noises and stuff. That's pretty cool. I didn't do a crew report from here, did I? No, I didn't. Almost missed out on some valuable science there. Alright, let's go back on the surface, see if it'll let me plant my flag now. What? What are you doing, man? Glitchy freaking crap, man. Glitchy. Alright. Plant flag. There we go. Where's my text bar? There it is. First... Oh, caps lock is on from the fine control. First manned landing. And I don't care about the plaque text. So, let's go walk a little bit, I suppose. I'm not going to use my RCS fuel because I don't want to not have any to get back in the ship. But we're in the Midlands now, so that must be like a Midlands crater? If we could walk down here and pick up a little bit of something, I'd be pretty happy. See what goes on down here. And of course, I don't have rover wheels unlocked or anything. I would have sent a rover out here too, but no rover wheels, unfortunately. Let's do a crew report. I want to see... Yeah, it's still just from the Midlands. I don't know how much that's actually going to count as legitimate science that I return or not. I really wish I had an antenna because we could beam this back right now, but I don't. It's quite unfortunate. I hope there's room in the pod for 2 surface samples. Because I'm thinking we're going to get a different surface sample down here. So what are we looking at here? All the life support looks pretty good. I don't know what the electric charge is going down a little. I don't know why I didn't charge up his suit when we were in the ship, but he didn't. It takes a long time to get anywhere on the Mun if you don't have RCS to burn. Did it actually oh, there must be... There's RCS fuel in the I just remembered that. There's a small amount of RCS fuel built into the lander can, so we can actually get a little bit of distance covered here. A little more efficiently. Because he'll top that back off. Alright. So we are clearly in the bottom of this crater now. Let's see what he has to say about this crater. Sample. It's still the Midlands. That's annoying. Shouldn't this be a Midland crater? Maybe it is down here. Good to be back on the Mun. I missed this game. I stopped playing for a while. I don't really know why. I just had a lot of other stuff going on, you know. This is pretty much my favorite game of the last, probably decade at least. I love this game. Ow. That was very graceful, man. Surface sample. Sure, whatever. We'll take it. It's good enough. So where are we precisely here? We're just in a random crater. The canyon's over there. I don't think that that's necessarily close enough that I could get to that very easily. But I'm going to attempt it, I think. So let's go fill up our RCS again. Back on the lander. And we'll try to go over to that canyon, see what's cooking over there. Definitely want to watch my RCS, because I don't want to end up having to walk all the way back. Well, I used up like almost half of it just doing that little flight. Ugh. RCS is not what it used to be. Why are we not stopping? Please stop. Easy does it. Easy does it. And touchdown. Alright. And we always do remember we need to leave a little bit in the container so that I can get back in the ship. Because that would suck if I couldn't get back in the ship. That would be terrible. Because this guy would die. I like that about having the life support mod, because you can't just leave people out on the surface of the Mun forever. You can't just leave this ship here. I mean, he could stay for a month almost, but you can't leave him for too long. It'll be good to see if I can carry more surface samples anyway, I guess. I don't know if there's a limit to how many can fit in one pod or not. It would be good to know that. You really just my God, man. My God. Clearly, the hatchway needs to be redone on this ship. The entry. It is awkward as heck. Alright, we'll top off stuff. Yep, see, he can't. He can't. Bored anyway. Because what else are we gonna do? So I suppose we can try running this thing. I'm pretty sure there's nothing we can really get out of that anyway. So that's fine. No, get rid of that. Let's go ahead and retract it. So this section is pretty much stuck here. I think I might try to just go get an EVA report from over yonder. I don't know. I don't know. Can we do another crew report? Nope. So how far away is that legitimately? It's really hard to tell how far that is. Very hard. It looks like it's far enough that I probably can't really make it without a rover, but I'm going to walk around a little bit longer. If I see anything interesting, I will be back. I believe that's the canyon right over there, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of nifty. Let's see if we can land safely over near the edge of this thing and get a look. It's unfortunate I can't get another sample. But we could probably do an EVA report. Yeah. We'll get some science back. I really do wish I could beam these things back. It's frustrating me that I forgot that antenna. But this won't be the last time we're on the Mun anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty fancy looking. Not sure I have the fuel to really go all the way down in there, though. Might have to walk a little bit. How are we doing for all our supplies? Pretty good. Let's sit down and walk a little bit. Nice, safe landing. Nice, safe landing. Nice. A little fast, little fast, little fast. Well, that was kind of predictable, but he'll stop sliding someday. Brave explorer that he is. Come on, man. There you go. There you go. Let's put away that RCS pack and just walk a little bit. Alright, well, walking there is going to take forever. I'm not going to do it. We got another EVA report. Let's head back to the lander and get the heck out of here. Get this info home. Because right now, although it's cool we've accomplished something, none of this counts for anything right now because I have no transmitter. So let's get back to the ship and figure out how we're going to get home. We should have plenty of fuel. That shouldn't be an issue. Oh, would you look at that? It's Kerbin. I didn't even notice we could see. I mean, I figured we could probably see Kerbin. I didn't take a moment to see that. That's a nice dramatic little shot there. I like that. I enjoy that. That's one for my little record book. I added the you probably noticed the city lights and clouds because it really makes Kerbin look a lot better. I haven't seen Jewel or Lathe or anything yet with the clouds, but I assume they'll look equally awesome. We need to get a little bit of altitude going here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, I'm pausing. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop if we can on this ridge. Because this is going to be a good publicity shot for the kids at home at school, learning about their science on Kerbin. A good old Tomsky up here, living the dream. And I pretty much have to save the rest of my EVA fuel at this point anyway, so I'm hoofing it all the way back to the ship because I want to make sure I have enough to get back in, because I don't think I can get in without the EVA propellant. So let's just walk up this ridge. Get a good view. Kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it, Tomsky? Kind of does. It's going to take a minute. Alright, well, the dude's posing for his publicity photos. And we've pretty much walked around a bit. Got a pretty good lay of the land. Now I have to figure out how to get down here without dying is the issue. That's a pretty steep crater. Is he just gonna slide, or is he cool? Well, he's kind of sliding. Oh god, picking up some speed. Okay, he stopped. Cool. He's got this. Tomsky knows how to walk. Oh, what is happening? Whoa, we've run into crazy moon physics. Crazy moon physics! No! Don't blow up, Tomsky. Okay. Oh, dear God. Come on. Good thing rocks don't matter right now. Whee! It's like moon skiing. Tomsky knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's just a badass. He likes to go moon skiing, apparently. Alright, well, let's get back to the ship. Alright, we have made it back to the lander. Man, that thing is at a steep angle. I gotta choose my landing sites better in the future. And I think I realized a potentially really bad design flaw while I was staring at this thing while I've been walking towards it. Those solar panels, I think, are gonna stay on this shroud. Which means I don't think I have any solar power on the lander can, which is going back. And there's definitely not a lot of battery power up there. So I'm a little bit worried about him dying on the way back, to be honest. But if I turn Mech Jeb off and just fire up the engines every so often, I think he'll be... Oh, God, come on. I think he'll be alright. So, just it's going to take a little bit of babysitting to get this thing back, because pretty sure those are going to stay on the shroud. I guess we can't even get any of the experiments. That's too bad. So, yeah, those are going to stay. I didn't put any on the actual capsule either. Oopsies. Well, I am going to wait for my, well, I guess my electric charge is already all the way up. How are we doing for all of our oxygens and whatnot? I might as well do... Oh, God. Let's shut down that engine so I don't accidentally do that again. Shut down engine. That could have been bad. Whew. Let's go ahead and transfer some resources. Just make sure we have everything topped off. I'll be back. Alright, well, we are ready to attempt to get this thing off the ground and back to space. So, east is that way, I guess. And how much do we actually have in this stage? Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Pull up mech jet real quick. So we have, that should be more than enough to get into orbit and transfer back. So let's do this thing. Fire her up. That engine is shut down, thankfully. And let's go. And I'm trying to close that ladder because it's going to bug me. And let's just start heading east. Get a decent amount of altitude out of this thing and head on home. Now I can use I don't know that this engine even makes power. That could be a problem. Yeah, we're getting power from something, so I assume it is. Let's go ahead and get our orbit info up real quick here. Pretty much manually do most of this. Cannot use a lot of autopilot on the way back. So I'm just gonna probably shoot for like a 25-kilometer orbit here, I think. I would like my Delta V info up so I can kind of keep an eye on that as well. Come on, little ship. We got this. I think we're gonna make it. I'm feeling good about this. Maybe we'll just go for a 15K. Just to be sure, because I am a... Well... I don't know. It's not gonna take that much more fuel to get up to a higher... I would like to make sure we're above all the planes and whatnot, but I think we'll be good. So just for 25, like I said. Go a little more than we needed. We can probably close that down. Let's actually have MechJeb do the next maneuver here. Create and execute. Just so we get it done. Keep my electrical charge monitored. Oh, the panel stayed with this. That's good. I was worried about that. I thought they were gonna stay attached to the shroud, but they glitched like through the shroud into the fuel tank. So we're fine. Nothing to worry about. I can use MechJeb all I want. And burn. Alright, so we're at least not going to be trapped forever on the surface of the Mun. We still have tons of fuel left. This lander design is sound for probably min-miss. Well, definitely min-miss. If we can do the Mun, it can do min-miss. So we're good for min-miss and for the Mun. I just need to make a few little changes to it, but we should be good. So, let's start figuring out how we're going to get home. Wow, that's kind of a funky orbit, but it doesn't matter. So, we probably want to eject somewhere over here, I would think. Alright, what are we looking at? If we do this right, we can pretty much just return. It's just a matter of if I can do it right. Alright, that made things worse. There really needs to be a better way of doing maneuver nodes. Alright, what are we looking at there? Still not enough. Almost enough. And... oh, it's so close. And just gonna fiddle with this until we get it. Okay, that's too much. I want to go for like 36. That'll do. That'll do. Let's execute this bad boy. We're on our way home. Oh my goodness. And yeah, this thing's gonna have like 500 and almost 600. Yeah, it will have 600 Delta V left, so it had plenty of fuel to accomplish the mission. Awesome. Awesome sauce. And I'm gonna hold on to this section until we actually get into the atmosphere, because it's our powertrain and all that. Definitely don't want to be losing that. I think you're gonna make it, little man. There is a heat shield on this thing. Normally this lander can would not be really suitable for this with deadly re-entry, but I think it will be, because I did put a heat shield on the bottom. Of course, we're going to be screaming in faster than when I tested it. I did test it around Kerbin, but we're going to be going quite a bit faster coming back from the Mun, so we'll see how that handles that too. Hopefully it will handle it. And let's check our results here. Close down some of this extra crap. And how'd we do? About on target. We might skip through the atmosphere once, but oh, that would actually be a pretty big problem, wouldn't it? Because I don't think he has enough food for that. But let's get headed back. Time warp. Goodbye, Mun. We shall see you again very soon. I always like the journey. It's kind of cool. Oh god. This is the scary part. You just watch, oh, it looks all peaceful and nice, and then whoa, Kerbin just starts flying at you at 1 billion miles an hour at some point. Those clouds really make a big difference. That looks so much better. Oh man, are we going to be coming in on the dark side? Well, maybe we'll land on the light side, because we're going to enter the atmosphere on the dark side. Oh, it's all... I kind of wish I could do it without the lights, though. I realize that, like, you can see lights from space, but it kind of bugs me that there's no cities to correspond with those. It just kind of seems silly. Alrighty, here we are. Godspeed, little dude. Let's flip this bad boy around. Everything's looking about as good as it's gonna look, I think. So let's lock her off. And I'm gonna hold on to this thing until we get a little bit deeper into the atmosphere, just in case we're swinging around again, because I want to make sure that he has enough electrical charge. I don't know if he'll have enough food, but it depends on how much speed we end up losing. It's like 2,000 higher than I had really wanted it to be, so I think it'll be fine. Yeah, we are losing some speed. Cool, man. I don't think he's going back out of the atmosphere. Well, that was a... I'm not going to say it yet. That was fun. I'm not going to say it's successful yet, because God only knows. Burning up is a distinct possibility. This thing cannot take a lot of heat, but hopefully the heat shield will come through. We're going to be screaming in at a ludicrous speed here, though. And yeah, he's not... I don't think he's making it back out of this atmosphere. I don't think it's going to skip off. Aerobraking is still something of a... not a mystery to me exactly. I mean, I understand how it works and stuff, but I'm not a pro at it. I'm getting pretty good with Kerbin, but as far as other bodies like Jewel and Lathe and Eve and stuff, I don't really know. Alright, when we see that thing dip down under atmospheric levels, we'll know that we're probably home free. Adjust into the stream here a little bit. What altitude am I at? Coming up on my periapsis. Yeah, he might skip through. I don't know. Because So we've gone past periaps now. The atmosphere is going to start getting thinner. That could be problematic. But we're only an hour away from that anyway, so he's not going to starve to death or anything silly like that. Next time around, we're not making it back out, to be sure. Alright, well, let's do some time accelerating then. Should have gone just a little bit further down. It's always hard too because you don't know like the weight profile aerodynamics of your ship until you try it, I guess. I'm sure there's some fancy math you can do and stuff, but that is not my way. Glad we held on to the solar panels, because he probably would have he would have been in trouble. I don't know if he would have died, but he would have been in trouble. Hey, it's the Kerbal Space Center. We're going to be landing probably on the opposite side of the planet from it. That's unfortunate. And in the dark. Well, actually, we might be landing right near it. It's not going to be the opposite side. It's like a quarter off probably, but... Come on, let's get some... Oh, God. Time warp just... It makes me so nervous. Back in the day, the game didn't used to stop you when you went into the atmosphere, too. It was something. It was definitely something. Alright, so this time we shall monitor again. Just want to see that dip down into the atmosphere. I don't think, with as much speed as we lost the last time around, I don't think there's any way that he's going to skip through the atmosphere this time exactly, but you never do know. So I'm going to hang on to my solar panels just in case. Still pretty high up. Come on. Let's bleed that speed off. It's probably a little gentler on the spacecraft going around a couple times, I would think. Not going to have quite as much energy coming into this. And starting to get into the thicker, soupier atmosphere. He might go around again. Are you serious? I'm not liking this. It's taking forever. Come on. I could fire the engine, I suppose. In fact, I'm going to do just that. We're not going around again. I don't know how much fuel's left in this, but might as well use it up anyway. Less crap coming into Kerbin's atmosphere. I'm feeling pretty satisfied. Let's get this down to 250 or so, and then I'll probably just cut this thing loose. Maybe 200. Because even then he'll have enough electric charge to make it around again. And sayonara. Let's turn off the SAS. Get into the airstream. And actually I'm going to aim this slightly down just so that it doesn't come back to haunt me. There we go. Don't want that thing smacking into me. So, fingers crossed, we're on a free return now. We have no control over this, so. This thing kind of wobbles a lot, doesn't it? Its aerodynamics are not necessarily the best. Oh, suborbital. Where are we going to come down? Yeah, on the opposite side of the Kerbal Space Center, like I thought. Oh well. Oh, that has mech jeb on it. It's like, why is that calling it a probe? It says mech jeb. Mech jeb counts as a command pod thing. Maybe I should stabilize this. I don't know. The rolling might be good for heat distribution, though. It's hard to say. We're going pretty slow. Going through the extra time through the atmosphere helped out. I don't think this is going to be a bad re-entry at all. Yeah, this is going to be just like from orbit. I guess because we were in orbit instead of coming in from the Mun. That's not such a bad re-entry. That actually may have been a good idea because I'm definitely suspect of this pod. Let's see what we got for a view here. I want to see the surface. Oh, there she is. Whoa. That is nauseating. That would be horrible. I can't even imagine. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, we're coming in nice and slow. This is fine. I'm not too concerned at all. Not even the least bit worried. I wonder how much science is going to be worth. It's a vessel that's been on the Mun. That's going to be worth something. And then there's the samples and these things. This should be pretty decent. I wish my other instruments had worked out, but... And I wish I had been able to... I wish I'd remembered to put a transmitter on this, because I could have sent back a whole bunch of reports from the surface. I'm going to actually, as soon as I'm done recording, I'm going to go add an antenna to this and make a couple of minor changes so that in the future that will not be an issue. Yeah, that re-entry was about as non-violent as could be. I'm happy. Well, you are a hero, I believe, now, Tomsky. I don't think this thing's going to break up. You officially have made it home. This parachute should be plenty big enough to slow him down. See, this is the part of the city lights that bugs me, is when we reach a certain altitude, the lights are just going to disappear when the clouds disappear, because they're just part of the same layer as the clouds. I haven't been able to disable just the city lights. I would kind of like to. They do look pretty, though. Look at that. That gives Kerbin a little more character, to be sure. Alright, and once we get down to like 300 meters per second, I'm going to hit the chute and ditch the heat shield. It's always fun. Whee! Hopefully nobody's going to get smacked with that thing. That does make a, you know, it's a little concerning, because I don't really plot my re-entries. If there ever were cities and I had to pay for damage or anything that happens, that would be a problem, because I don't ever really plot these things particularly much. I guess I'd have to get better about that. Looks like we're coming down in a pretty barren place. Is that a lake? That's kind of cool. Or that's an island. Is it? Is it? I can't tell. I think those are islands. Coming down in the water. Where the heck are we? I have no idea what surface features those are. It's hard to see. It's kind of cool looking. It's like a, I don't know. No, it's grasslands of some sort. Yep, that definitely hit solid ground. That is a lake. And there's like sand over there or something. I haven't seen anything quite like that. Kind of looks like a sand trap on a golf course. Oh, and look how gentle that's going to be. Sweet! Ah, sweet, sweet Kerbin. Wonder how long this mission was in all. 17 hours? Is that all? That doesn't seem like that much. Well, let's get this thing down on the ground. And I'm definitely going to quick save when we hit the ground, because I have this horrible thing where a lot of times if I load up the science building, the research and development area, it crashes my game. It runs out of memory. Probably because of all the parts I had. I actually had to uninstall one of my mod packs because memory was just too much of an issue. It's very unfortunate. I wish they'd just get a 64-bit version of Unity working so that it would run like a modern game and be able to use a lot of memory. People always make the excuse, oh, if they just let you use more memory, you'd still just fill it up, but that might be true, but you get a lot further. 4 gigs of RAM, or 3.9 or whatever, is pretty crappy. Alright, quick save, auto-save, everything's saved. Let's go ahead and recover our flight, see what we get out of this. Oh man, 255? I could have done better than that, but still, that's going to be enough to unlock some stuff. So, what are we looking at here? I don't really care so much about this. This is all this landing gear. It'd be moderately useful. The drogue chute would be nice, but I don't care that much about that stuff. Is that a... It's all this crap I don't really... I mean, I guess it'd be kind of cool to have the little tanks for satellites. And then a bunch of aircraft stuff, which I really don't care that much about. What do we got up here? Oh, skipper engine. We need that. Purchase. That is going to make my life easier. So we still have 205 science. How much does this level cost? 100, 300. So I guess we're unlocking something from this range here still. I think I'll go with that. Alrighty. So I'm gonna end it here for today. I actually have a orbital telescope mod, a couple of them that I'm gonna try out. We're not gonna be launching like an actual space telescope, but there's like a camera that can research planets. So I want to try that out, and I think we'll do that in the next episode. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.